Namaste and a very warm welcome to this orientation. My name is Natasha Xavier Beale and I am the Cambridge International Coordinator at the Sri Ram School Malsari campus. And this morning, through this presentation, I intend to give you an overview of the Cambridge curriculum and how it is transacted at TSRS. So, without further ado, let's begin. What is CAIE? CAIE stands for Cambridge Assessment International Education, and for all practical purposes going forward, we will simply refer to it as the Cambridge International or the Cambridge Curriculum. At the very outset, I would like to emphasize that it is a flexible and an extremely stimulating curriculum that prepares our students for life. It helps to build in them skills such as creative thinking, inquiry, and problem solving, all of which are a perfect springboard to advanced study. So, in a nutshell, we help students to not only go to college, but through college. Following are the attributes that this curriculum strives to build in its students. This curriculum is offered in a number of schools across our country and the world over. And the Cambridge pathway includes offering this curriculum at the primary, middle, and senior level. At TSRS, we offer it at the middle school level, and this is divided into the Cambridge Lower Secondary, which includes classes 6 to 8, and the upper secondary level, which includes classes 9 and 10. After the children have cleared their IGCSE examination, you may wonder, what are the options available to them? Well, they may continue to pursue their studies in the international arena with the IBDP or the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program in class 11 and 12, which is offered at TSRS, or take up the Cambridge A and AS levels. However, this is not offered at TSRS. Conversely, there may be an exception where a student may want to move back to the national curriculum. In that case, the student must satisfy the criteria laid out by the school and the council. Why CAIE at TSRS? Well, first and foremost, it is very much in sync with our mission statement, where we are very rooted in our Indian values, yet have an international outlook. The faculty, of course, is one of our greatest strengths, and they are recruited after a very stringent process, and ongoing trainings keep them abreast with the latest pedagogies and demands of the curriculum. And these teachers are exclusive to the international curriculum. These are some of the workshops and trainings our teachers have attended in the recent past. Cambridge had initiated a pilot survey in the past in which TSRS was a part of, and it measured and evaluated various standards such as the school's mission, the management and leadership, the quality of teaching and learning, the environment, and the school community. And I am delighted to share that TSRS scored an impressive 83.3% across all evaluation standards. TSRS has also played host for a number of Cambridge meets One of the recent prestigious ones we had hosted was the North and Central India Zonal Meet, where we had over 80 schools in attendance. We also had the privilege to have very special guests all the way from Cambridge, Mr. Lee Davis and Miss Anne Gutch. At any given point in time, you may want to get in touch with any one of us. Please do not hesitate and drop us a mail. Now, for the Cambridge equivalence in India. According to the AIU, or the Association of Indian Universities website, the candidate must have passed the examination equivalent to the grade 8 to the grade 10 with a minimum of 5 subjects including English, and this is at par with the grade 10 pass in the national curriculum. Coming up in the subsequent slides are the sub-highlights of the phenomenal results of our students. Though all of them do us proud year after year, the following students have put the school in the league of world toppers and country toppers. As I mentioned earlier, the Cambridge curriculum at TSRS is offered at 2 levels: the Cambridge Lower Secondary, which includes classes 6 to 8, and the Cambridge Upper Secondary, or IGCSE, which includes classes 9 and 10. The lower secondary provides a natural progression to the IGCSE and lays a very, very strong foundation of the concepts necessary to equip our children to undertake the program in the senior years. In grades 6 to 8, these are the subjects that are offered to the students. Hindi is a compulsory subject, and students must select any one language out of Spanish, French, and Sanskrit and study it for 3 years, which is a prerequisite to take it up at the IGCSE level. You may wonder about global perspectives, and I will share more about it at our interaction this afternoon. Regarding assessments, assessment of learning takes place twice a year, once in August and September, and then in February, March. However, the formative assessments or assessment for learning is ongoing, and it is through classwork, homework, discussions, projects, etc. At the end of class 8, Cambridge offers the checkpoint examination. What is the checkpoint examination? It is only a diagnostic assessment tool that assesses the skill level of our students in 3 subjects, that is English, mathematics, and science, and it is not a pass or a fail test. There is also a project that children write in Global Perspectives. But once again, I would like to reiterate that this exam may be taken at the end of class 8 and is only to gauge the skill level of students at the end of lower secondary. Once our latest entrants join us, some things will not change, and the following happen across all forms, be it yoga, after-school clubs, the much-awaited trips, form mornings, Shri Tech, Shri MUN, all of them. Undaunted by the challenges of the virtual world, students and teachers have found various ways to bond and to continue to learn and to grow. Here is a glimpse of some of the activities being conducted in the virtual space. Also, I would like to add to encourage an ecosystem of skill sharing and to empower our students to express themselves by giving them a platform to lead, understand their emotions, and to teach each other. This year, the focus has been on mental health and emotional well-being. So from bonding over movie nights to baking sessions and dealing with anxiety, students are equipping each other with life skills and learning to cope with the challenges of this pandemic during CT period. I must add that this would not have been possible without the cooperation and support of our parent community and of course our students that are growing from strength to strength. That's a look at our infrastructure. State-of-the-art labs, including the Design and Technology Lab, the Avishkar Lab, the Science Labs, multi-story library or the Learning Resource Center as it is called, jam pad, art gallery, and of course the swimming pool, that is the highlight and which provides much respite in the summer months. We also have our newly renovated auditorium that awaits the buzz of regular school. This is a slide you might want to make careful note of. The entry point of the CI curriculum at TSRS is only grade 6. The application forms this year will be available online. And these are the details, 10 a.m. onwards from the 15th of November. And the submission deadline is 15th December at 3 p.m. However, I urge you to fill in the form as soon as possible and do not wait till the last date. Please have the following documents ready to submit alongside your form. The access path to the admission form is as follows. You will have to log on to our website, www.tsrs.org. Within that, you will see programs. Within that, you will see application forms, and this will lead you to the admission form for the coming academic session. Again, for any information regarding the curriculum, you may want to visit the Cambridge International website, www.cambridgeinternational.org. You could also reach out to me at natasha.beal@tsrs.org or the International Curriculum Administrator, Ms. Punita Jain at punita.jain@tsrs.org. In this segment, we have some of our students sharing their thoughts and experiences. I hope you enjoy listening to our children.
Namaste everyone. I'm Sasha Ristogi from 7B and I would like to talk about my experience in the Cambridge International program. I was filled with excitement and some apprehension when I had joined in class 6. Apprehension as I was leaving the school and the classmates I had grown up with, but excitement to discover a new school and meet new people. I remember in the beginning of 6th grade, I did find it quite challenging. I was so used to always having a friend group and never really having to socialize outside of it. But when I came to Mulsari, I was forced to talk to new people and make connections. Slowly, I started connecting with some of my classmates. Of course, online school does make it a tad bit harder to connect with classmates, but if you try, you can form meaningful friendships. To build bonds, we made a 7B group on Skype. That really helped me come out of my shell. We would talk about all sorts of things and play games too. There were disagreements, but everyone stood up for each other in the end. I also tried to participate in class and talk to my classmates, especially during homeroom or CT period. Now, I'm very happy as I have extended my circle of friends to both Mulsari and Aravalli. Joining the CAIE program gives you the opportunity to study new subjects. It is engaging and it allows you to enjoy and participate in very interesting conversations held in subjects like global perspectives. Every week or so, there is a new interesting project to work on. For example, I really like doing a skit on AI. Doing research on various topics and reading documents helps to open up mind and our world. Moreover, it forces you to critically think about what you are reading and analyze it. During this last 1.5 years, I have done a lot of interesting activities in various subjects which help me to apply knowledge. For example, the art and Hindi collaboration on the importance of nature through the time activity with organic colors, making ginger ale in biology, a great way to learn about yeast, and the science behind ice cream making with salt and ice in chemistry. Apart from this, my communication skills and confidence has been boosted by innumerable videos and PowerPoint presentations made through group or pair work. The CI curriculum is not restricted to textbook knowledge. In history, we don't even have a textbook. Our teachers make us explore different resources to learn more about the topic. We do practical experiments to gain experiential learning. For example, we made a pinhole camera at home to understand the physical aspects of light and learn about acids and bases by doing experiments with simple ingredients found in our kitchen and pH paper. Playing Kahoots and games with our teachers is a lot of fun. The curriculum allows for continuous learning and makes students responsible for their learning. Our assessments are not just based on a few cluster tests, but is gauged through our continuous interactions and timely submissions of our group projects, classwork and homework. At the time of cluster tests, we learned to collaborate and helped each other by making study groups and constantly sharing anything we found that would be helpful for the tests. We even studied together and quizzed each other. Moreover, teachers give us a lot of flexibility in learning. For example, during CT periods, occasionally we hold workshops to learn and teach our friends something we are good in. For example, some of our classmates taught us how to solve Rubik's Cubes, and I did a presentation on Pride Month. I also particularly enjoy doing goal setting and goal reflection every term. Apart from this, we have various societies and clubs to choose from, and several inter-house competitions and activities which are active even in the online format. Since we have started going to offline school recently, I have been able to focus more during my lessons and have a lot of fun. Meeting my friends in real life is really amazing, and we get to socialize with each other. In biology and physics, we have gone to the lab and done some experiments, which was really interesting. Overall, I enjoy offline school way more than online school. So whatever, online or offline, learning is fun. Over to Sohani Rajya Lakshmi Singh of class 9 who will take you through her CI journey.
Namaste everyone. My name is Sohani Singh and I've been a part of the CAIE curriculum for the last 4 years. And I can only describe my feelings towards this board as grateful. I've been privileged enough to have an education system that believes that learning is a process that doesn't have to revolve around a textbook. I've been grateful enough to have teachers who understand not only the core of the syllabus but of the learning process as well. I've been grateful just to be part of this board. Education is a passport to the future because tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. When I first joined this curriculum, I was a quiet girl at the back of the class who only talked when I was spoken to. Now, for the better or worse, I never stopped talking. The growth to become better, the drive to be the best, and the ambition to be bigger are just a few things you procure from this board. In late 2019, in Wuhan, China, the first cases of SARS-CoV-19 had been reported, and I wondered what would happen to school. Almost 2 years later, and I'm still wondering how the CAIE board turned a chaotic pandemic into a learning experience for us. The learning never stopped, and we went about each day still questioning, wondering, and answering. Not only that, the CIE board also ensured we would grow from this experience. And that's exactly what happened. We learned about integrity and honesty, as well as responsibility and adaptability. Skills which are important to any given individual. They ensured that our curiosity never stopped, and that is why the otherwise hectic transition to online learning remained so effortless for us. We still learned from our surroundings, we still had our laughs, and most importantly, we still maintained our interest. But that is what makes the CAIE board so unique. It helps students like us become the best versions of themselves. Proving this to be true, now over to Arav Rajesh, the board topper for 2020 to 2021.
Namaskar, my name is Arav Rajesh and I'm currently a student of IB1B. Today, I would like to briefly share my experience to the IGCSE curriculum and the progression of my academic journey, which ultimately culminated in success during the board examination series February-March 2021. One of the main reasons why I chose the Cambridge Lower Secondary Programme for middle school was its emphasis on student engagement with every concept. Instead of reading and memorizing from a textbook, my teachers encouraged me to ask questions and develop my own interpretations of every subject. Additionally, this prevented me from feeling disinterested during classes, which made the entire process of learning all the more enjoyable. The salient feature of IGCSE that really helped me was the application-based approach to learning. While some degree of rote learning was inevitable, almost every new concept was applied to a real-life scenario, and this made me appreciate concepts intrinsically. And this again made learning all the more fun. Group projects also constituted a large part of my journey. I really enjoyed these projects as they allowed me to interact with my friends and put my own creative spin on every concept. I still remember learning about the periodic table through a historic television interview and exploring biomes in geography class through drama and plays. Whilst middle school provided me with an environment to develop key academic skills, such as being inquisitive and being open-minded when it comes to learning, IGCSE in grades 9 and 10 allowed me to pair my passions and future aspirations with my subject choices. I studied subjects that are not conventionally paired together just because I wanted to. For example, I studied computer science and geography at the same time. I was able to link every subject with real-life events. The curriculum would allow me to link physics to the natural environment, along with economic concepts to the Indian economy. And with the help of courses such as Global Perspectives, I was able to investigate global issues in the subjects of my choice, and this really helped maximize both my interest and my marks. When it came to board exams, revision was fundamental to my success. One of the most important pieces of advice I can offer is to always dedicate 5 minutes a day to revising your concepts or going over your notes. I did this for maths and English, and whenever I sat down to revise, I never had to learn anything new for the first time. Furthermore, past papers are absolutely critical for maximizing scores during board exams. These allow me to familiarize myself with the types of questions and the requirements of each paper. One of the best things about Cambridge is that they frequently release past paper examinations along with examiner reports. And reading these reports gave me a deeper insight into what examiners expected and what examiners appreciated for each subject, for each question. Paired with the support from my teachers, I was able to make the best of my Cambridge experience and score well in my board examinations. All in all, IGCSE enriched my academic mentality significantly and made me a better learner through its student-based approach, flexibility, and its abundance of resources. IGCSE helped me transition seamlessly into IB as a result. Now, over to Dia Ahuja, our head girl, who will talk about her experience in the CAIE program and how it helped her during the IBBP program.
The IGCSE curriculum truly provides you with the perfect foundation for excelling in the IB program. At its core, the philosophy of IG and IB are the same: learning by doing, which means that students learn how to think critically and, more importantly, how to think independently. The projects and experiments we do in IGCSE go on to become the building blocks for well-developed internal assessments in the IB. I still remember doing a project in global perspectives on climate change, and now I'm creating models on global warming trends for my math internal assessment. As you can see, everything we learn has a practical purpose, and IGCSE teaches us how to draw connections between the abstract theories we learn in the classroom and real-world situations, one of the most important skills in the IB program as well. But not only does the IB require high-order thinking skills, it also demands very strong conceptual understandings of every single subject. And while we definitely do study a wide range of subjects in IG, the syllabus criteria of each ensures that we have an in-depth understanding of every concept we learn, and we're able to understand it from a grassroots level. For example, in economics, we not only understood what a monetary policy was, but we evaluated advantages and disadvantages, long-term and short-term effects, and potential impacts on stakeholders. I've noticed that my ability to analyze diverse arguments is a skill that's been particularly helpful in IB economics as well. Lastly, IG teaches students to have a growth mindset, which is arguably the most useful skill in IB. Through consistent exam practice in 9th and 10th grade, we learn how to act on constructive criticism, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, and working to improve through feedback. By the time we enter 11th grade, we're more than prepared to be engaged learners with the necessary foundational skills to thrive in a high-pressure environment like the IB and even in university beyond that.
I hope you enjoyed that. Given here is the link to our CIE newsletter. For those of you who may have missed it, do take a look at all that has been happening in our virtual classrooms in this past year. With that, we come to the end of this morning session, and I look forward to meeting you online in a short while from now. Thank you and namaste.